Hello everybody, you have tuned in to Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover virtually any aspect of making a murderer. I go over the evidence, the documents, the photos. So if you like, stay tuned, and in the future I'll have many more videos besides the one you're about to see. Hello folks, doing a little video here today. Something I heard about, something funny in Wisconsin. Well, I say funny. Something strange in Wisconsin again, involving the sheriff's department in Milwaukee. There is a Milwaukee County Sheriff, David Clark, who runs a jail facility there, and apparently at this facility there was a inmate, or somebody who was being detained, who was put into isolation. This gentleman his name was Terrill Thomas. He was mentally ill. He was not capable of asking for and making sure the things that he needed, like food, water, bathing, I would imagine, whatever, the normal things that normal people worry about. He was not capable, of worrying about those things. And he was put into a cell for 7 days, and his water was cut off. So he had no water for 7 days, and he died of dehydration. So I just shake my head at this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you right now the article, and I will also, of course, leave down below a link to the article for you to go check it out yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of call attention to this and just talk about it briefly. So we'll check it out, the article, and then we'll come back one more time. Washington, a mentally ill man who last year died of severe dehydration in a jail run by Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark was kept in his cell for 7 days straight after jail employees cut off his water supply, a prosecutor in Wisconsin said Monday. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the prosecutors told a 6-person jury on Monday that cutting off water to Terrill Thomas' cell was highly irregular and contrary to standard operating procedure in the jail. The comments come as part of an inquest into Thomas's death, in which the jury decides whether there's probable cause to charge anyone with a crime in Thomas's death. Assistant District Attorney Kurt Benkley told jurors that it became apparent that Thomas was unable to tell people about his basic needs, according to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. The jury is considering whether there is probable cause to charge any jail officials with abuse of a prisoner. In a court filing last month, the district attorney argued that abusing, neglecting, or ill-treating a prisoner is a public welfare offense. Inmates are at the mercy of their jailers for basic life-sustaining necessities like food and water and medical care. The district attorney wrote in a court filing, when a mentally ill inmate like Mr. Thomas is locked in a solitary confinement without access to water, his life is totally in his jailer's hands. The law very strictly requires jailers to safeguard lives which are so completely entrusted to their care. Stupidity, thoughtlessness, indifference, and incompetence are not morally sufficient excuses for valid legal defenses. And I agree. This guy was in the custody of our criminal justice system, awaiting his day in court, whatever it was. He was not even found guilty of a crime, from what I've been reading here. Sheriff Clark is a high-profile supporter of President Donald Trump, who makes frequent appearances on conservative news outlets, appears to take a hands-off approach to managing the jail he's charged with running, and has deflected the blame for the deaths that occurred on his watch. The Justice Department had been considering launching a civil rights investigation into the conditions at the Milwaukee County Jail, but the status of that potential investigation is unclear. Eric J. Hype, an attorney for Thomas's family, noted that Monday was the 1-year anniversary of his senseless death. He was a pretrial detainee in a mental health crisis. Instead of providing him with desperately needed treatment, the Milwaukee County Jail disciplined Terrill by locking him in an isolation cell, giving him inedible Nutriloaf to eat, and shutting off his drinking water supply for 7 days, causing him to suffer and die from profound dehydration. Nothing like this should ever happen in an American jail, he said. I am pleased that the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office has taken this atrocity seriously, and hope that the inquest is the first step towards justice for Terrill and his family. And I hope so too. I truly do. This is absolutely outrageous. So, I truly hope that this gets sorted out. I mean, it doesn't matter what was going on with Mr. Thomas, what he was accused of. He was in the custody of the justice system. So why was he put into a room for 7 days and given only what they called an inedible Nutriloaf, but no water? No water. Are you kidding me? Everybody knows living things need water. You need water more than food. You can live longer without food than you can without water. And that's just... I just can't. It's, to me, a little bit shocking that they actually had to have an inquest to get together and decide whether or not they needed to do something about this. I mean, that's like, wow. But I applaud the assistant district attorney and the district attorney's office there in Milwaukee that are going after this, and they want they want to make they want to make people accountable for it, and they should. I mean, it's this was a mentally ill person, and he was totally at the mercy of his jailers, locked in a solitary cell, a confinement cell, where and then to have his water cut off, and nobody thought that he needed water in 7 days. Did they somehow think that the Nutriloaf was just going to start springing water out of it? I mean, are you kidding me? Like I said, you can't go without water very long. You can go a lot longer without food than you can without water. I mean, that's just simple common sense, basic stuff here. I mean, anyway, so that's all I had to say about this one. Just wanted to call some attention to it. I thought obviously some of the people on my channel might find it interesting as well. And I want to give a very, very heartfelt, condolences for the family of Terrill Thomas. They probably loved him very much, even though he was mentally ill and may have been causing some kind of trouble. They probably loved him very much because he was their family, and he was in custody. He was in the care of our justice system. So if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you guys.